Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on The Flash Season 4 as well as Arrow, Supergirl and Legends of Tomorrow as well. Now just a couple of things to quickly mention before we get into the rest of the video. A lot of people have been asking why is my voice so deep in comparison to videos beforehand when I was just using a microphone and pictures in the background. Well, I'm using a different microphone with my camera, so different microphones pick up voices differently, so that's why. And secondly, I will be announcing the winner of the Flash Unmasked Justice League pop. This is my one, you're not getting this one. But yes, I'll be announcing the winner of that giveaway at the end of this video, so stick around until then to find out if you won that. So last season with all the CW DC TV shows, the crossover, the Invasion crossover, was definitely one of the highlights, if not the best part about some of the seasons. I personally think, and I have mentioned this a couple of times, that I do think it was a massive feat in not only just the Arrowverse in general, but in TV as a whole. Like 4 shows coming together for 3 nights of just insanity and a great story put together. I thought it was a massive feat and a massive accomplishment, and it was always going to be difficult for the CW and everyone involved to pass that and improve upon it and make something even better the next year. And as we slowly approach all the new seasons coming back, we also slowly approach the next crossover coming about, and we already got some info maybe just under a month ago, maybe just over 3 weeks ago, about the crossover, and that was the dates for all the different shows, which I'll go over again in a second. But we also potentially got the titles for the crossover released as well. Now this is not 100% concrete. This has not been confirmed by the CW or anything. There's no official release statement, because it would be weird, like over 2 months away from the crossover actually happening, that they would release the titles of the episodes. But the thing is that these titles for these episodes first hit the internet maybe just under or around 3 weeks ago, and they're still up there. Like, people are still posting them. Usually after a while, if something's not true, it just dies away. If not, like within a week, it'll just die away and people won't talk about it anymore. So the fact that they're still up there, people are still posting and talking about it, does sort of hint or suggest that these actually will be the titles for the crossover episodes. But firstly, we will just quickly go over the dates for the crossover, just in case you hadn't heard about them or knew about them or just forgot about them. So the crossover will start with Supergirl on Monday the 27th of November at 8/7 Central, and it is actually followed on the same night by Arrow, which has moved from its usual night on a Thursday to the Monday, so this crossover works, and they'll be straight after Supergirl at 9/8 Central. And then the next night it continues on the Tuesday, the 28th of November, with The Flash at 8/7 Central. And then the whole crossover finishes when Legends of Tomorrow follows The Flash, at 9/8 Central on the same night as well. So we've got 2 nights, 4 shows, 1 super event, as it said down the bottom of that little date release. Now the actual titles of the crossover episodes go as follows. So it starts with Supergirl, which is entitled Greater Foes, then with Arrow, which is entitled Greater Loss, then with Flash, entitled Greater Threat, and then finally we have Legends of Tomorrow, which is entitled Greater Menace. Now really, when you go through those titles, they don't really give too much of a hint to who the villain could be. It just really does suggest that this villain or this crossover is going to be greater than the last. But obviously, it's going to be interesting to see how it all starts, because it is starting with Supergirl. I think a lot of people do have concerns about it starting on Supergirl, just because Supergirl is the weakest of all the shows. So it is a bit, not strange, but there is just concern that it's starting on Supergirl. I don't think it's strange, because it's been set up like that last year. A lot of people thought the crossover was going to start on Supergirl last year. It technically did, but it properly started on Flash last season. But even though there is that concern with Supergirl kicking it all off, it does allow new villains to come in, because really, when you think about it, they're not going to do aliens again. I'd be very surprised if they did anything that's out of this world, if you want to call it that, because they did the big Dominators Invasion crossover. So if Supergirl does start it, they can do something either that starts on her Earth of Earth 38, or they can just do a villain based around the multiverse. But Mark Guggenheim did tweet out this photo of a suit for the crossover with the caption, "Already starting work on Arrowverse crossover 2017." Now, as you can see, the photo is in black and white, but it does appear to be Oliver's season 4 suit, as you can tell by this like little comparison thing. But because of this, a lot of people are wondering, okay, well, why is he going back to the season 4 suit? Are we going through time or something? What's happening? Well, in my opinion, this sort of does connect to a possible crossover story, which a lot of people do want to see, and that is the Crime Syndicate, which is from Earth 3. In the comics. I don't think they're going to do that. They'll probably just do it from another Earth, like Earth 17 or 22 or something. They'll just do a random Earth like that. If you didn't know what the Crime Syndicate is, it's basically evil doppelgangers of... it's evil superheroes, essentially. So on Earth 3, it's not like the Justice League, it's the Crime Syndicate. So you have like evil versions of like Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, Green Lantern, Firestorm, all of them. So... that will do something like that. This suggests that they might do something like that at least. Now, someone did take that photo that Mark Guggenheim tweeted out and tried to like recolorize the photo, and it didn't really come back all the way color, but it did sort of give off a bit of like a red sort of color to that suit. And this does suggest that they could be making like a reddish version of the season 4 suit for an evil Oliver Queen that's associated with a Crime Syndicate-like team. And this would actually fit in pretty damn well because it would mirror that of the Archer from the Crisis on Two Earths movie, who was a part of the Crime Syndicate. In that movie, in the comics, I don't think he is, but in that animated movie, he's a part of the Crime Syndicate. And I think he tries to assassinate Rose Wilson, because Slade Wilson's like the president of the United States in that movie. And I think he was trying to assassinate his daughter. Obviously, this could also be for like a Roy Harper return. Like they might just make it that Roy Harper gets like Oliver's old suit and it's red, or his new suit just, you know, looks a lot like Oliver's. But as I said, because it looks so much like the season 4 suit, you would have to think it is for a version of Oliver Queen. Now, they do have that new Freedom Fighters show that's, you know, featuring the Ray that's coming to the CW Seed soon. And in their like trailer or like short little preview thing, they did feature like evil versions of Supergirl, Flash, and Green Arrow, because that's on like Earth X. It's like a parallel Earth where the Nazis won World War II. So it's like a completely different world. So they could use that as like some form of like inspiration of sorts for the crossover as well. Now, as we move closer and closer and closer to the season starting as well as this crossover, it does seem more and more likely that the Barry Allen and Iris West wedding will take place in the crossover, because they did hint at like romance and a potential wedding in the crossover, and there's only one couple that it could be, and that's Iris and Barry. If it was anyone else, it wouldn't make sense, or it'd be incredibly rushed. So it's most likely going to be them. Apparently on set photos with Iris, like she's really flaunting the engagement ring, which just sort of suggests that that's going to be a big, maybe not a big part, but like a thing that's constantly brought up in the early parts of the season, especially when Barry comes back out of the Speed Force, that, you know, they're engaged and they might, you know, head into that wedding in the crossover. And you would have to think that would take part in the Flash episode, but seeing that the Flash episode is only the 3rd episode, it's not like the last episode, it would be weird. Like, oh, we're taking on all these villains. Oh, by the way, we have time for a wedding. Can everyone just stop fighting for a second? Evil dudes, go away. We need to have a wedding. It'd be weird, so they might do it in the Legends episode, but you think for it to just like fit in and, you know, fit in well, it would take place in the Flash episode. But I don't know. Let me know what you think of all of that in the comment section down below. But let's move on to the giveaway winner for a Flash Unmasked Funko Pop, yeah, from Justice League. And the winner is actually Nick Huntley, who left this comment. I don't choose him based on the comment. I just use a random comment selector because people would, you know, think I'm biased or something. So Nick, you've won. So message me on YouTube to so I can get your details and send you out one of these bad boys. And I think this is actually a really cool looking pop. If you're interested in Funko Pops or want to start getting them, this is probably a good one to start with because I think he looks pretty damn sick. But thanks for watching, guys. If you did enjoy the video, it'd be awesome if you could leave a like on it just to show your support for the channel and this video. Let me know what you think of all of the crossover stuff in the comments section down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I'll catch you later, guys. Goodbye.